Hey everybody, Brian Gallagher again on my walk and talk from Meg Business Management. I'm at my lake house, so there's not like streets and sidewalks and stuff to walk on, so I'm just gonna navigate around the shoreline here while I talk to you. But I wanted to catch you guys and just talk about something that came up for me this week. I got a phone call from a gentleman who was in charge of a hospital system outpatient clinics. He had like 9 clinics he was running, and it was interesting to me. He had spent all this time doing like this big bureaucratic research on where should he open the next clinic and what are the typical metrics and where should he find them and things like that. And he called the APTA and got some limited general data. And this is something I run into a lot, that people are looking for benchmarks, metrics, statistics, data to make the best decision possible. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make sure I don't fall in the water here as I'm walking around. Make the best decision possible for themselves to have the most successful clinic, as well as put the proper structure in and run the right systems so that everybody who's involved in the process is in exchange and abundance and winning at the same time, right? So one of the things I was really happy about was I said to him, just ask me any question you want. I will give you the national statistical data that I know of from my experience of being in over 400 offices, winning practice of the year, and then being a judge for the next 4 or 5 years of the top 10 submittals for practice of the year with the APTA, along with my experience of working with all these clinics throughout the country. So it was really nice to be able to sit down with him and help him get the data that he was looking for in terms of average length of stay, average collections per visit. I think it was one of the states on the East Coast. I don't want to get into which one, but I knew what the average reimbursement was in that state, what the average salary would be for the therapist in that state, things like that. So if you guys are looking for statistical data, if you're looking for information like that, and if we can help you out, just go ahead, buzz us, give us a call. It doesn't cost you anything. I'd be happy to share with you any information you need so that you can make the best decision possible. But the funny thing is, I can tell you, you drive the statistics, you drive the metrics, you drive the productivity goals. They're set based on what you're building and what you're doing. It's not like you're going to build something to meet the goals or the benchmarks. You're going to build something and design the benchmarks around what you built. What we call that in our environment, we call that the production center formula. If you tell me you got a 1,500 square foot office, I'm going to tell you how many production centers do you have. I'm going to count them up by looking at your layout, and based on the number of production centers, will tell me how many visits you can do per week, and will tell me how many therapists you need to do those visits, and how you can get 3.5 to 4 multiple times earnings for that therapist. If you're not thinking like that, if you're not working backward from what you built and what you're designing, then you're really trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. I hope that makes sense to you. Every clinic's different, every state is different. You need to know how to build it you need to know how to calculate your metrics and your statistics based on what you've built. So if you need help with that, that's what I'm here for. Hope this walk and talk was helpful for you. If you're starting up a new clinic, you gotta know your numbers and you gotta know what you're building and what it could produce for you, because nothing is worth doing if you can't measure it. If you can't measure it, consider it not getting done. There you go, guys. Hope this is helpful for you.